Right, guys. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, all. We're joined tonight by my partner in crime, Corey, and Jamie Leggett's. Jamie Leggett's kindly joined us tonight.
Yep.
He's coming to say hello for the new year. How's it going, Jay? How's things?
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm back to work. I'm a key worker, so gave me some routine. They asked us to go on rota, but I turned around and said I would rather work than sit indoors in the four walls.
Yeah.
So I was getting bad habits over the Christmas time and stuff like that, like literally staying up and not getting much sleep and basically playing like Football Manager, really. So I wanted to.
We feel you, man.
I wanted to get back to some routine, really. So last week we went back on Wednesday. So so it gave me some routine back, really.
No, my routine's gone.
Corey, yours is gone, is it?
Mine's gone. I can't sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning now. I used to go to bed at 11 o'clock and get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and now I'm like, come 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm still buzzing, wide awake. I'm like, even if I get into bed at midnight, I just literally keep tossing and turning. Can't sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's just because I know that tomorrow I'm not working. I've got nothing to do, so I just sleep in.
It's hard. It's hard.
That's the thing. If we, not having that bloody routine is an absolute nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Right. So Jay. So as this last news of the lockdown, how did you take that, mate? And
to be fair, I think I obviously said on the last show, this lockdown, or lockdown tier 4, however you want to class it, however it is said between people, it's been a bit harder. I feel like it was just off the cuff and like it was just so fast, you know what I mean? So I feel like it has affected me more with the sense of it took away football, what was there. It took away. I was back refereeing as well. I was back doing, and I had some plans and routine back. As I was just saying, and I felt like it affected me quite a lot. You know what I mean? Also, obviously, I'm with my girlfriend, so I was away from my daughter as well. I'm not with my ex, so. The fact of the matter is that my daughter was away from me as well, so that affected me as well. So it was hard, but I got through it with the help of my girlfriend and that. So I wouldn't have got through that time without her as well, which I echoed from the last, obviously, live what I said, that she's been a massive support throughout. So it's having the right people around me, and they've helped me along the way. So if I didn't have her, I don't know what I would have done over the Christmas period, if I'm being perfectly honest. And that's a shame for the ones what it was really, really hard and they're on their own.
It's I mean, and especially since this new national full lockdown, I mean, obviously it doesn't differ too much from the tier 4, really. Football stopped.
I don't think it has at all, if I'm being perfectly honest. I feel like I don't know how we're going to get over it, and how Boris and the government and the people behind him. Everyone says Boris, but let's be honest, it's not just Boris, is it? It's you've got the government behind him as well. You've got the scientists what are saying this. He's just basically the messenger, isn't he? You know what I mean? In the end,
that's how it feels.
Yeah, he's the messenger. And in the end, he's getting shot down for it. And okay, that's his job, really, to a certain degree, because he's the prime minister. But we can't really blame him. It is what it is. It's hard. It's very, very hard. But I feel like there's not, as you just said, Martin. I said I don't think there was much change from tier 4 to this lockdown. You know what I mean? So apart from, as you just turned around and said, taking away maybe the gyms and
that is the real
football
kicker,
and stuff like that. Yeah, the gym and the football and the socialising in that way, in a sense. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's much change, and by the sounds of it, the results are not really going down. So, what they're going to do next?
Well, this is my personal opinion: is that it's because people are still not listening. I mean, a lot of people still believe that this is all a joke and that there's no virus and that they can still go out and do what they like. And it's that sort of thought, which is why we are still in these lockdowns.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you, Cor. Like, I think there is something, but I don't feel like it's the numbers what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's
the severity of it.
Yeah,
I mean, I work in the NHS, as does my wife. I mean, our family at the moment, outside our house at the moment, have all had it. My granddad's currently.
I've literally just got over it.
Yeah, Corey's just got over it last few days. Like last week, he could just about come on for a bit. But my granddad's currently gone in. I mean, he had it, but he's had a few little problems. But they've put him in a COVID ward because he's just had it.
Yeah,
and it does seem like obviously, a couple of the boys today, ain't they, Cor? A couple of the team lads have got it today. They've had some their test results back, and they feel rough, like proper rough. But I mean, for me. Flu-y, like how we have man flu, don't we? And it's the worst thing in the world. Like, how can it be worse than man flu? Like, there's nothing worse than that, surely. But we have the man flu, and it feels like it's killing us. That's how it feels to us. But that's a couple of the boys now. They've got the COVID, and it's just it's there. There's something obviously there. I've had the vaccine. I work in the hospital and I got the vaccine, so
yeah, everyone has a different opinion every single day, don't they, on it, and everyone has their views, and that's the way of the world. But I feel like if everyone keeps on talking about it and the media keep on talking about it and the scaremongering and stuff like that, it's never going to go away, is it?
That's all it is, really. It's the media. The media hyping it up.
Yeah. You look at swine flu ages ago or whenever it was, you know what I mean? Like, it was a virus. It's a virus. It's going to be here. So, let's stop talking about it. Let's deal with it. And move forward, because if you keep talking about it and you keep doing this and you keep doing that, the fact of the matter is it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. So, okay, get your vaccine if you want to get it. It's up to you. You know what I mean? Everyone has a personal choice again, which is their choice. But just stop constantly, because every time you're in the news, every single bit of the news, I don't watch the news no more. There's no point.
Nah,
you know what's going to be said. It's about COVID.
Absolutely done me. The news, especially through now. For me, obviously at the moment, I just turned 40. I'm a bit overweight, and to be honest, since the lockdown one, when I was watching and consuming as much news as I could, I had 4 months off.
Because you wanted to know what was going on. It was something new, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so.
I was stressed. I was, really down. I was worried about it. There was a lot of anxiety about it, and I was consuming all the news. And it wasn't till probably the end of lockdown one, coming to the end, that I stopped with the news and constantly trying to see the numbers, whether they're going up or down.
Yeah.
I stopped it all, and I just thought, no, look, it's there. If I catch it, I catch it. I was more worried about, obviously, my elders, but most people around me are quite healthy, quite fit, quite young. They've got all the good signs on their ages. I had asthma when I was a kid. As I said, the wrong side of 40 now, and I thought I'm overweight. I'm in that sort of, I'm not quite shielded, but I'm definitely in the next bracket where, if I did get it, I might struggle. And, just the thought of that, of thinking, I'm not going to be around for my kids, all of that just took me right downhill. And as I said, I had 16 weeks off of work. And, and as much as I covered it over, I was just like, man, if I get it, like my kids ain't gonna have a dad, you know, and all this sort of business. But then, you know what? I went back to work. I stopped looking at all the news and just stopped, you know, just thought to myself, do you know what? It is what it is. And if you get it, you just got to get through it, and you just got to do your best to not, you know, be on people, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like if you've got it, just try and stay away from people. Be sensible. And then so my work, knowing that I was vulnerable, they offered me the vaccine. So on the first day that they did, I went and got it, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to get it. Whatever everyone's opinions is, whatever, we don't know what it is. What they're going to do.
It's up to everyone. It's an individual.
You've got to just do. And for me, to be honest, having that needle in my arm sounds crazy, but my mental health, it sort of gives me a little bit of a calm, because even the people who gave it to me, they said, you know, and you read the booklets and all that, and they say, look, it doesn't stop you contracting it. It doesn't stop you from spreading it. All it does is lessen the symptoms. And so, you know, if that's the best it can do for me and keep me out of the hospital or give me the best chance of getting through it, should I contract it, for my mental health, it's been massive. I feel like, okay, I've got a chance against this now. While I try and get my weight down, I've got a chance against this. You know what I mean? And so it's funny how that little needle in the arm could have been water, but for my mental health, it's given me a little bit of a calm. And you know,
I understand. Yeah, I get what you mean. Because again, it's in the back of your mind, isn't it? Like what everything what being said, you're like in a way, if you feel like you got to listen to it all, you know what I mean, to a certain degree. So if it's a positive side of it, to a certain degree, they're saying the vaccine's going to work, or it's going to do this, it's going to do this. So after all this negative side of it, we're like, oh, wait a minute, let's grab onto that bit of positive. You know what I mean? Let's grab onto that. So it's like, in our head, it's like, oh, wait a minute, we got that bit of positive. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but everyone, as you just said, Martin, it's everyone's personal choice.
I think you take your situation and you weigh it up against, okay, could, you know, for me, like my daughter, my missus won't have it probably. My daughters ain't having it. Well, my youngest daughter ain't having it because obviously, you know, she's looked into it and that, and she don't even want there to be a chance because she hasn't had kids yet. She's 19, she hasn't had kids yet. Like, and that's what she said to me, Dad, like, if this has got any chance, or even, you know, the Oxford that's coming out, whatever, if they've got any chance in stopping, in messing with my fertility, I ain't having it. And, you know, rightly so. I don't even think she'd have the flu jab or whatever. She's just not going to take things like that into consideration. And I said, fair, like, as long as you know why you're doing something and you've looked it up and you've thought to yourself, I'm making a conscious decision, then, you know, I think everyone needs to, quite bluntly, you know, stay out of each other's business and just try and support each other in the best way we can, you know.
I can't sit here and say to you, look, Martin, I ain't having it, so you don't have it. You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is, it's everyone's personal choice, and that's not helping anyone. If as you just turned around and said, if that's helped you, maybe not physically because you may still catch it, but if it's helped you mentally, then
massively,
all good and well. You know what I mean? We're all here promoting not only physical health but also obviously mental health down now and obviously ongoing. So if that's helped you mentally and it can help other people mentally by doing the vaccine, then all good and well. Support it. But obviously it's up to anyone their self and their mindset if they want it or not.
Absolutely. I mean, what's your thoughts on it? Let me just read a little thing out from Rob that he's put on here. And he says, mate, I'm struggling with it, but after one day locked up, it's my mental health that's going to suffer.
100%.
That's one of our lads, Jay. He got it. I mean, he got the thing today, the positive today. Yeah. And there's two of them that together that's absolutely felt awful.
Nah, 100%. All I can say is from my experience, because I didn't get it, but what happened was obviously because I work with SEN kids, so disabled kids, and obviously a lot of them maybe their parents are key workers or anything like that. So we towards the end of before Christmas, like the last week, a lot of cases started appearing in the school or with the children maybe having symptoms or something like that. So
Yeah.
It ended up with one of our colleagues ended up having it after a test. So I wasn't in that class, but my partner was Zoe was in that class. So they had to self isolate. So then then it was the comeback of now I've got to self isolate, obviously, because I've been around Zoe until the test come. So the results come back in the end. But it come back on the last day anyway after our self-isolation. So we waited a while for it, but it come back negative. So we was negative anyway, but which was obviously a good thing. But from what I took of it, obviously, it was hard. I'm not going to lie, but I had to get a focus to a certain degree. Yeah, it was a bad habit of that. I was focusing on playing Football Manager, but I had something to do. You know what I mean? And and the people around me were supporting me with it. I was there obviously for Zoe. Zoe was there for me. Her son as well had to self-isolate as well because just in case, because he works part-time in McDonald's, so he didn't want to obviously spread it as well. We all got our test results back in the end, and it was all good and well. It's a long 10 days. Don't get me wrong. It is a long 10 days, but you have to obviously just try to get that focus, speak to people as much as you can as well. But just try to occupy your time as best you can. If you've got, like I've seen Corey, obviously, and I know you as well, and a few of the other lads, they've been on a bike or a running machine if you've got it or something like that, the exercise and that and everything like that. Just try to get that focus if you can. Obviously you might not have the energy at the start if you've fully got COVID and it has affected you physically or and that, but as time goes on, hopefully obviously you get a little bit better and you have that strength, but have that focus, but in the time what you're waiting to obviously get that focus and doing whatever you can, obviously most importantly, just don't get within yourself, don't be withdrawn, and speak to the people around you or a complete stranger maybe, you know what I mean, either way, just talk to somebody about
absolutely, mate. I think that is we've been looking into it a lot and reading about it a lot and researching and trying to get some education into it, and of late, and distraction, they say distraction is key, when you're if you're focused on something negative, and obviously with lockdown it's a big negative, we try and distract ourselves. I mean, I don't know, obviously we've been plastering it, you might have seen it all about that we're doing a charity event. We launched 1st of January. It came about on the 29th. Me and the missus were chilling, and she said to me, right, she's the head of our events and education side of Calm, and she said, right, well, I'm going to sign you up to an event, it's for prostate cancer. And I sort of said, well, it's not that's great, but we really want to support our charity, mental health, and like, can we do our own? And she said, all right. And she looked into it for 5 minutes, and within 5 minutes she had got this event up and running. I was on the WhatsApp to the boys, and then we put it out, to our friends and families and that. And basically the challenge is to walk 26.2 miles during the month of January. So every single person's got to do that. They pay £10 into the Just Giving straight to Calm, and that's their entrance. And then they sign up to a Strava community. We've got a club. We started a Strava club. We've got going. We let them into the private Strava club. And we can all watch each other's runs. And it's like it's an interactive social media Strava, isn't it? So our own club, you go into it and everyone sees what each other's done. You leave, thumbs up, comments. I encourage everyone to leave photos. And
the thing is, it's motivation as well. Like it's
massive.
Like, as well, like to say I know Core put it up the other day, and people was like, I want to beat that person or I want to beat that person. So it's good competition as well.
I've got a little bit of...
It's healthy competition, and they've got that bit between the teeth, like to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you've got the runners.
It's amazing.
You've got the runners that are cracking on. The runners that like are trying to do their quickest miles. And you've got the likes of me, who's really too heavy for run for too long. Really too heavy. I smash my joints a bit. So I do a little bit, but not much. And but we go for long walks, 3, 4 mile walks. Yeah, we go for miles. Corey went for a little 4 or 5 miler. Some of the my uncle Shane, did he do 9.8 miles yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
he went on a 9.8 mile walk. Took him a couple of hours, but the biggest benefit of this so far, regardless of our total of money we wanted to raise, we reached in 7 days of our total amount we wanted to raise. And apart from, so we'll be able to pay that to Calm and, pay for a load of these crisis phone calls. That's what we wanted to do.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The main thing we wanted to do was create a community that could motivate each other. Not just locked down to the team, but to our friends and family and randoms and whoever else. I've got people in the group who I ain't got a clue who they are. But it's just like seeing them run for the club, and everyone's on there. But the benefit it's had, the messages we've had from people, the testimonials we've had already, to say how it's changed their life. Literally having this goal of walking 26.2 miles has been mind blowing for us. It's been absolute. Like my stepson Mitchell, he's on here as he's on here as the big Mitch show, but his name's Mitchell. And he completed these within a week, and he was banging out 4 or 5 miles a day. And he's a big lad, and he didn't do much. He wasn't the most fittest person or anything at home. He had bad habits. He wasn't doing loads of fit stuff. But actually, it's turned his life around. Quite frankly, it's turned his life around. It's given him a focus. He's out walking every day. He's now doing hit workouts. He's doing meditation for his mind because he suffers with his mental health. He's absolutely smashing it, and it's really motivating.
This is what everyone. I mean. This is what I was trying to say earlier. I was saying you got to get that focus, and you get something. Like, it might not be walking, it might be writing it down, or it might be writing something down. Like one of my friends, who works with me, he struggles with anxiety, and he hadn't done it for a while, but the other day he just put it on Facebook. He went, I've started my vlog again. Like, so he's writing about his anxieties and he's writing on all that. That's helping him. You know what I mean? It's finding the right things to help you. So we spoke about it last time, and we said about if it's writing, if it's running, if it's walking,
doing something, distraction,
just something. Like, I know it's hard at the moment because you're meant to be in complete lockdown or whatever it is, and all this and that. And let's be honest, again,
we've been encouraging everyone to get out, mate. We've been encouraging everyone to get out and go for walks.
It's ridiculous. You can't stay in the 4 walls. It will do damage to
exactly
people.
Although we're in lockdown, you're still allowed to go out and exercise. There's nothing against doing that. So there's really no excuses for anyone.
The paranoia they whip up makes people not want to.
It's the scaremongering, as we turned around and said. As people keep on saying, oh, you're going to go out, you're going to catch it, and you're going to, if you touch this, or if you go past a person and they cough, or like, come on, seriously, like, if you're going to catch it, you're going to catch it. Like,
you're going to get it off of something. It's dropping it.
You're going to catch it. Like,
anything you touch, anything that comes into your house from Amazon,
touch wood with me. I've worked the whole of since last March in an SEN school. Like, who have how many kids, how many staff, and then obviously they go home to their parents who are key workers. The staff members go home to their family who might be key workers or working somewhere else. I haven't got it. I haven't had it once. I'm not saying I'm not. Next week I could catch it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I can't keep focusing on if I'm going to catch it, or if I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that.
Tiring.
Yes, okay. Everyone's circumstances are different. Like, you might have somebody who you're worried about that if I catch it, then I might pass it on to them. Don't get me wrong, I understand that, but you can't live your life in fear. You can't live your life in that fear, because it will damage you for the rest of your life after this is even gone.
Yeah, when this is long gone, it will still be in your head, won't it? It will be absolutely, with you. I was just going back to Mitchell. We've had an anonymous, so he finished quite quickly, as did my eldest daughter, Camis. She smashed hers out as well. She finished it yesterday. She's really proud of herself. But, and, because again, she didn't do loads and loads of walking or exercise and that. And now she's gone out and absolutely killed it. But someone messaged in last week and said that anonymously, and said to Mitchell that for every pound he loses, they're going to double it and donate it towards a charity at the end of the month. So like, that's someone coming into the, coming into us and saying that. And then when he did finish it, he's got his own, own channel now called the Big Mitch Show, which is focusing on his body transformation and his life transformation. And he come on, he done a little live the other night, and I jumped on while I was doing my walk. And we challenged him to another 50 miles, because the focus he's had in the week has been life changing for him. And what we didn't want is that to go downhill.
Yeah.
So we gave him another 50 miles to do. I don't know what he's done. I think he's done another maybe 8 again in the last couple of days. But the focus is such a like, my wife, as I said, she created this, and the focus has been so much on the money, but then the benefit of the people that are taking part is massive. And we've got 43 people doing it, and everyone putting in their miles. It's just been unbelievable.
Amazing.
It's been unbelievable. Cor, do you want to touch on that and give a little shout out to all those that are doing it?
Yeah. So, so I'm on the Strava app now. I'm going to just read through some of the people that went out today and clocked in some miles.
Do you want to go down the list as well after, just to name everyone?
Yeah. So just to firstly give a quick shout out and a well done to firstly Michael Watt. That was just come in. He's just completed 1.94 miles. So well done. We got Edward Garrett, who completed a distance of 5.18 miles today.
Well done, Ed.
So well done, Edward.
Well, just fly through.
All right, we got Ellie Davis, who's done 1.25 miles.
Yeah.
Frankie Lynch done 3.79 miles.
Yeah.
We got Ben Newell, who done 4.15 miles.
Blimey.
We got Sam Scotes banking another 3.10 miles. Melissa Vickers at 2.18 miles.
Nice.
We got Harley Swan with a 2.03 miles.
My grandson, Frankie.
Yeah, we've got a nice little picture of them there. We've got PJ Southall clocking in another 1.44 miles. Emma Briggs done 4.23 miles today.
Nice.
We've got Lee Potter, who done 1.39 miles today. We've got Louise Cunningham, who walked with Grant Powell today, clocking in. Hang on a sec. There is no mileage on there, but it looks like they've done quite a few.
About 2 and something miles.
Yeah, B Lion or Brian, as I believe, is 6.67 miles. Joseph McKenzie today walked 2.91 miles.
Wow.
Daniel Bazaran, Danny Baz, today 1.09 miles. Nice little walk.
Yeah.
And then Daddy Jones 5.38 miles.
That was the early doors, wasn't it?
That was early this morning.
Early
jogged
doors,
it, I believe.
He did. I think he done a mile, 8 point something per mile, didn't he? He was quick.
Yeah, that is it. And that was everyone who's been out today. So well done, everyone.
Well done, guys. That's a good day. I mean, all that activity on a Sunday. During the week as well, we get a lot of activity. The main thing is, how many people get that activity in. There's like comments coming up, guys, saying well done to all, which is fantastic. Well done to Mitch. Sarah Webb says, loving the helpline banner this week. Obviously, she does because she done it. Thank you, wife. She done the helpline banner at the bottom. Give me a little big up for that. Rob says, well done, Mitch. There's some great activities. So just want to run through the list, Carl, and say well done to everyone for just joining on, the members.
Yeah, so
the activity so far.
Yeah, so I'll just run through and name everybody, and obviously I'll give a big well done at the end. So we've got Shane Ramdas, we've got Camis Billington, Tracy Ann Villiers, Emma Briggs, Melissa Vickers, we've got Sarge Funnell, Sarah Webb, Michael Watt, Louise Cunningham, Lee Potter, Holly Vickery, Frankie Lynch, Adam Coburn, Russell Webb, Mitchell Webb, Jamie McNamee, or Jamie Mack, Grant Powell, Danny Webb, Brian, or B Lion, Mitchell Chambers, PJ Southall, Gary Howes, Adrian Harry, Sam Scotes, Liam Goodman, Danny Jones, Danny Baz, Tilly Webb, Martin Webb, Robert Blake, Daniel Lloyd, myself, Ben Newell, Edward Garrett, Ellie Davies, Eric Norton, Fola Adebayojo, Harley Swan, Joseph McKenzie, Matt Lloyd, Michael Cleary, and lastly Sanchez, Virginia Down.
Nice.
So well done. Guys. Well done to everybody who's participated and got involved. You've all done brilliant so far.
Thank you, Cor. I mean, that is, again, we're trying to build on that. There is 21 days left of the challenge. So, just over a mile a day, you can get that done. We advertised it in the beginning as a mile a day. So people going out, getting their mile in. And now, if we can get some more people in and bump this up to 50 odd people or more, that'd be amazing. We've got the links that we're going to post on our comments. Mitchell, if you're watching, you are watching, but if you could put the links in the comments for us, that'd be great. It's a £10 donation to Just Giving, and then you join up to our team via the Strava app, and you just get out there, get your shoes on, go out barefoot if you want, and just get out there walking and doing what you can. But mainly for me, it's the focus created by it for the people that are, that are doing it. Never mind. I mean, we want to raise some money for our charity. We couldn't play football. Yeah. That might be put back again. We don't know. Our first game was booked for March at Bromley. Yeah. We don't know what's going on. I'm in touch with them, and they're not even sure what's going on yet, especially with us guys in the amateur game. But hopefully, we couldn't raise any money. This is our third month in operation, January. So we wanted to crack on and actually make, put our money where our mouths are and start putting something into operation. Because the first couple of months, obviously, starting in a pandemic is always difficult. I know you did, Jay, with your Let Us Talk talks on your Instagram, which have been fantastic. I've actually watched quite a lot of them. I've backdated myself. You've had some fantastic people coming onto your shows and really interesting. I know, you started in the pandemic.
I started last year. Yeah, and way back in the first one.
Yeah, I didn't even, I never had any of this in my head way back then when you guys were taking action straight away, in that first pandemic.
This was one of the things, obviously, it was showing awareness, and I didn't I didn't even have Instagram. Where I think I come on Instagram in February. So so February I come on myself, and then obviously March come and it was lockdown. So I think I had through obviously just football and stuff like that, and obviously the England team and everything like that. Probably within that first month, like February, I think I had like 200 followers, which was just through football and that. And now, up until this point, I think I've got like 1,300 or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But over it. But that has literally only come from Let Us Talk.
Let's talk.
And just putting that out there. And people, as you came in and said, Martin, people I don't even know coming on the live, people I don't have a clue about, I've never met in my life, messaging me going, I've watched your lives, Like the people talking on it, like have helped me a lot. You've helped me a lot, and you don't even know them. You know what I mean? And that's why you do it. Because if it can help one person, then that's what you want to do. Don't get me wrong. Along the way, even the last couple of weeks, this was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Obviously, you've only been around like 3 months, but obviously it's coming out like a lot of people obviously want to promote mental health, and they use a platform, or say like celebrities or YouTubers or anything like that. They put out obviously a video about mental health saying, "Oh, I've struggled in the past about mental health. If anyone wants to any help," and everything like that. Like the normal spill. Let's be perfectly honest. The normal spill of get in touch if and everything like that, the normal spill. But when I message them, I don't know if you've had this, I don't or anything like that, but if I message them and say, look, I've seen your video, that's like great video and everything like that, I'd love to I explain obviously what I've done throughout lockdown and everything like that up until this point. And I say, do you want to come on and help show more awareness, because you can reach a lot of more people and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10, I don't get a reply. And it's like, hold up, wait a minute. You're putting a video out saying, I help everyone. I help everyone I can. But you're not actually doing it. You're not backing it up.
For as simple as it. Oh, it's awful. You know what? Me and Corey and Mitch, we deal with a lot of the media side, trying to get people on and that. And obviously, we're always reaching out to. We try and get people that's quite relevant within our field. So, like the old footballers, like we had a nice little conversation with Tony Adams, which was fantastic. It's highlight, of us so far. And I think it was Frank Bruno's team. Frank Bruno's team has said that next year when we get going, they'll do like a dinner, like a dinner. So we're gonna chase that and try and get Tony Adams to do something with us at least. It was Rob that connected with him, being a lifelong gunner. But you're right, mate. We've got some local sort of celebrities and people, that could really help the cause and really push it for mental health, and haven't. And it just ain't. Just
put it this way, I'll throw it out there because I don't really care, if I'm being perfectly honest. But one of the people, like last week, he was on GMTV. He was on Love Island and everything like that. I don't know him, but that the doctor who works in, I believe, Lewisham Hospital.
He works in the hospital, and
he's putting out obviously mental health matters and everything like that constantly. I contacted him. I told him and wrote a message to him. Listen, I understand sometimes they don't pick up their thing or whatever, but this was like 3 weeks ago. I messaged you. You can't tell me that you're still putting up pictures of you saying mental health matters and everything like that, going on GMB, Good Morning Britain, and everything like that, promoting mental health and stuff like that. But then you can't take your time to just reply. If you don't want to come on, that's not a problem.
Especially with a local.
Don't be rude. I just feel like just reply. You know what I mean?
I feel exactly the same, mate.
It's not so frustrating.
That's it. It doesn't take 2 minutes, does it? To just send a message and say, look, I've got a busy schedule. I'm sorry, I can't help.
Especially like, okay, he's a doctor or whatever, or whatever it is. He's working in a hospital. Okay, he's going to be busy at this present time. But there's other celebrities what are sitting at home. Okay, they've got families and everything, but don't tell me you're not on your phone, because you're on your phone.
Of course,
you've got an active account, so
you're going to see my message. Can't have a little something.
You've seen my message, so just reply. Okay, I support what you're doing, but I don't really want to come on. That's fine. It's not a problem.
You'd rather acknowledgement, wouldn't you, than a complete ghost? I mean, we work like in the same hospital. Obviously, I see him about every now and then. One of our lads talks to him, and he said when he sees him, he's going to talk to him face to face, because we can't get him any other way thus far. But we've got. I had an interview last week with the communications team in the NHS, which will be coming out. They're doing a piece on us this week and promoting it through the intranet, through the communications. So you never know if he sees it then. That might be great. If he, because then at least you think, well, it's been out there now. You know, if you still don't pay attention, then you know you're not like, and then you suddenly do this, didn't you? Like,
I don't know what your views on not just him. Obviously, I've thrown his name out, but in general, do you feel like they're putting it out there just to maybe publicise themselves at times?
Well, I know with him especially, he's only just lost his younger brother. His younger brother was he committed suicide, I think, last year. So I think he's doubled down on that. I know he'd done some mental health stuff before, but I think last year it sort of hit him quite seriously and doubled down. But as you say, like, we're local to him, and especially where he works, we're in the local community to his hospital. So for the likes of me and you, for him to jump on or give us a message or something to try and, I don't, whether he's seen it or not, I don't know, but certainly we certainly, put it this way, we can't get hold of him either. Yeah. So I know exactly what you're saying.
I don't want to obviously just say about him, you know what I mean? Because there's been other people I've messaged as well, you know what I mean? And I don't want it to be like people watching this back. I don't want him to, or if he ever sees this, you know what I mean, or whatever. I don't want him to feel like I'm slugging only him off. It was just an example
of a lot of people,
you know what I mean?
David Beckham ain't got back to me yet. What an idiot. Hugh Jackman. I'm trying to get Hugh on. You ain't having it. I'm gonna get him one day.
We're working on these people. I got Taj Jackson on, didn't I?
Yeah, you got Taj Jackson, mate. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're working on them. We're gonna keep chipping away. We'll get someone on.
It just helps. Like, the fact of the matter is, obviously, no offense to us, but in the stereotype of who are we? You know what I mean? To people, like, who are we? And I just feel like if you can just get one person on, it just blows up your awareness of it. Yeah, and this ain't for me to be famous or you to be famous or anything like that. We're trying to help people. We're trying to help one person. If it can help one person, that is the idea. And
that should allow us to help a lot more.
Yeah,
you know,
if they can share their platform with us and come on, you know what I mean? Like, it's amazing that it can show and help one person. Like
10 minutes of their time.
Yeah, like Taj Jackson, like adding, or I had so many people obviously like follow me after that, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and still watch the lives now, you know what I mean, and the same as like Matt Goss was on a live chat or whatever, and Zoe ended up on it, and then I was mentioned on it, like he mentioned me on it, and then people were adding me afterwards, and a big follower of me now, and the comments on it and always on my lives is a woman named Sonia. She come on my live as well, and her story was, if you go back, obviously, Martin, when you get a chance, go to the one with Sonia in it, and her story of drink and depression and everything like that. She used to come out the other side of it, but she shared that story. But I wouldn't have known that person but it allowed me, because Matt Goss just shouted me out for 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, as long as like one person, like, I'm not asking you to turn your
commit your life to us.
Mental health. I'm asking for like a 20-minute chat. You know what I mean? Like 20-minute chat.
I wouldn't even mind 10 minute, mate. Just to come on. You could do a clip. You could just do a clip and go and check these guys out, or a little story on your Instagram, just to, again, like, you know, and it was very clear quite early, like, you know, we wanted to get out there, and we want to affect as many people as possible, even with things like the event that we're running. Now we've only got a limited reach, you know, so far. And
it's a perfect time now, isn't it?
It's a perfect time. It's a perfect time. We've only got a limited reach, because I always get messages saying get 10,000 followers for $39.99 and all this rubbish. But I've always been a fan of like engagement rates, you know, like out of the amount of people that we got, I want to know how many of them watched and we've always had decent engagement rates. So, you know, out of the amount of people we've got, so I'd rather an organic following than, you know, fake followers, bots, dead
because
accounts.
it's gonna mean something to them.
It's gonna mean something. And already, even with the few followers we've got and the engagement rate and the amount of work we're putting in, we've already this week signed our first sponsorship for our podcast. So with the we've only got 13 subscribers to our actual YouTube. We haven't even pumped YouTube for subscribers yet, which we'll be doing now because we've got a sponsor. But we ain't even pumped that, and we've already got that for like a sponsor that wants to sponsor our podcast. So
you know that it's not about the followers, it's not about the viewers, it's not about the subscribers, it's not about the fame or whatever. No. It's about that they're actually interested and they actually want to make a difference by sponsoring you and helping you get mental health awareness out there. So you'd rather have them people around you. You know what I mean? You'd rather have them people around you, and that's
the people who get the subject. They actually get the subject. For me, like obviously we try and get people on with us, and we try and get businesses on with us and that. But in my heart, I really want them to know what we're doing and support what we're doing. Like our sponsor, an equipment sponsor, they got on with us straight away. Within a week, within 2 days of us saying we're going to have a match, we got this sponsor through one of our players, and it was because they are close. This is close to their heart. They have been through some stuff and they've always wanted to support it. They've always wanted to make a difference. And now there's this platform that they chuck a few quid at, but now for their money, is supporting us do something big and try and get to as many people. So we had a sponsor pretty much straight away, but the sponsor was attached to us because of their experiences and not because of views or publicities and all that.
Well, I can see at the top of the screen, I've had probably about 10 requests to follow me, and I'm guessing this is through them watching this now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if the 10 people now are gonna watch my lives, that can help them. You know what I mean? So obviously, I'm not on about. All three of us are exactly the same. The fact of the matter is, we're not here for the fame. We're here of that. If that helps one person tonight, watch back one of my lives through yous, then we all three of us have done a job. You know what I mean?
On that note, just the comment that Mitchell Lee put on there, he put it's not about the publicity, it's about spreading the awareness of suicide prevention, which is bang on. It's exactly what we're trying to do. Obviously, we don't care about being famous. I don't want to be famous anyway. It's just that probably does worse to your mental health than anything else. But I want to spread awareness.
You do what we can, don't we? Exactly. Me and you never want to be on a camera, did we? Me and Corey. I mean, from the beginning, we knew that socials was going to be a thing, but we never knew it would have to be as big as it should. But I knew like the opportunity within it. So I will never want to be in front of any cameras like that. I don't mind taking a picture.
This is not a face that is supposed to be on
not a camera face.
But I'm not doing it to get my face on camera. I'm doing it to let everyone watching know that it's all right to talk and that it don't matter what you look like or how you speak or you know what I mean. All that matters is that you can talk to anyone and anyone
I'm a bit
will
different.
listen.
I've got a pretty face, so.
You're all right. That's where all them followers have come from. They're all
probably. Nah, don't say that because Zoe's upstairs probably watching.
We're all women, Joe. But that is what I'm saying though. Like, so with what we were doing, as I say, even now, obviously as the founder of this, I want us to get out there. I want us, but the way it's creeping along is really good compared to the time, the time scale in which we're doing things and doing things so naturally. But what it's doing is the people that are joining us are genuinely, interested in what we're doing.
100%, and that's what you want.
Over the amount of followers we've got, I would say if I went down the list of our followers, most of them have come on a live or watched a live, or most of them have watched an IGTV. Most of them have checked on the stories. Most of them people I've had some sort of engagement with, which I'm ecstatic about. How many people can say that? So
of course.
And if as that keeps growing, that's how we want to grow that social media side. But as the boys said, getting the awareness out there is most important. Lee Potter has said on here, that he's always, Dr. Alex is constantly on stories on Insta, so he's always on his phone. Well, yeah, absolutely. He's
there you go then.
Well, let's see if he steps forward at some point, and we'll try.
I just feel not only him. Like I watched another one the other day as well, and I messaged him as well. Like F2 Billy Wingrove.
Wingrove,
yeah, he put one up as well about mental health on his page, or not on his page, but on his family's page, and that we put it on his page, but through YouTube, it was his family's page. And I know Jeremy Lynch for a few years before this because playing football against him, and Ahmed Dula is a good mate of his who plays for the England team with me. So I know people through that.
Yeah.
And I messaged him again, like it's very much the same message of that. Listen, I'd rather you just tell me if you don't want to come on.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't heard from him. There's other people I haven't heard from.
Yeah.
Even a couple of celebrities actually have replied, but then when I turn around and say to them, like, they say we'll sort it out to come on, etc. and stuff like that. But then I reply saying, can you do this date, or can you do this date, or let me know a date and I'll arrange it, because most of mine are obviously on a Friday more than likely at the moment. But I said, if you can't make a Friday, I'll arrange it for a Thursday or a Wednesday, or whenever you can. You do it
around a bit.
Yeah, but most of the time, majority of the time, they don't reply again, and it's it's just very
frustrating,
very
frustrating.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Definitely. I mean, as I say, we've reached out. We got a fair bit of news to get through at some point, but we're trying to keep it back, so we've got more to talk about over the weeks. Dot the I's and cross the T's, is it? Try and do them a couple of things, and then we'll be firing out some more news. Something we have had coming up this week again. The missus, who's now massively involved in the club, thank goodness. In the beginning, she just thought it was a chance for me to have a piss up with the boys. Now she understands.
She's seen it now, hasn't she?
Yes, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I don't want to just go out for a piss up with the boys, which we will at some point. But she's jumped right on board with us, thank goodness. Helped me massively out. I always wanted an event section, the boys to go out and raise some money apart from football. So she's taken that on completely, and we've got some great events coming up. But the other side of it is she's like from the beginning of this. Remember we were speaking about giving that mental health skills into the community. But my problem is with the mental health England, they have got the mental health first aider. Which I believe if you want it for youth, you can apply and you can get it for free if you want it to work with youth, because there's more about prevention. But if you want it to get into men's football, if you're in men's football, it costs you dough, and it can cost you like £200-300. It's £300 with Mental Health England. I'm sure you can do a deal somewhere else, but £200 a pop to put it into clubs is a lot of money, and it's a lot of money, and that's for one person. That's not even to take 5 or 6 to one side and train. It's per person. So since the beginning, I've been racking my brain because we always wanted to implement the skills and give people more skills, even if it's just, as I said, knowing how to listen and signpost.
Yeah, it's the education, isn't it?
Education. And to also not to be aware of triggers. To be aware of triggers, because
what you're saying.
Yeah, as innocent as it could be, you could trigger someone and set them off in a worse path than they was before they got to you. So just little basics like that. And I know, so my wife has come on board and she's put together the education part of our what we're doing of our organisation, and we've actually this week partnered with an online mental health education, business, and a lot of businesses are work with them, including the NHS, a lot of foundations and stuff like that. They all work together with this company, and they've put out online education, and we've linked up with them now, and we've started to filter it through the team. Corey, how did you find the course? So I've got onto my boys one-to-one. I said, look, can you complete the training? I think you were one of the first ones, Cor, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I was actually. Yeah. To be honest with you, it completely opened up my eyes. Obviously, I've had my own mental health issues in the past, and I know a little bit about mental health. But after this course, I sort of sat back and went, "Oh shit," because some of the things it teaches you, and it's only basic, but the knowledge that it gave me, it really made it really opened my eyes, and I thought to myself, do you know what? There's been situations in the past where I've had this opportunity to have a conversation and I've not done it. I've not taken it, or I have taken it, but I've said the wrong thing, So now after doing that course, I'm now confident that if I saw someone in that situation, I'm confident that I could have a conversation with them that could possibly change their life. And it's brilliant. And the training it's not incredibly difficult. You know what I mean? It only took me probably just over an hour, maybe an hour and a half to complete
three modules, isn't it?
3 modules, yeah. But the knowledge and the information that it gave me will stay with me for a long, long, long time. And
it's about education, isn't it? Like,
and you're going to build on. We're going to bump that up as well. We're going to build on that. We're going to put this course out, and we're going to just take it out to everyone who wants to get involved in our organisation. As I say, we've partnered with this company now and got their permission to use all their stuff, and we're going to be working with them on developing, as much as we can and giving them as much feedback as we can. And it actually gives you little certificates and that, doesn't it, of completion, which we can keep. So, that's a fantastic thing to have, to know that you've done things. And moving on from course, we've got a couple of comments from Rob Blake. He said, I thought I knew a lot about mental health due to my own family issues. I'd done the course, and as much as it was extremely difficult for me to do, I felt it opened my eyes to some issues and lack of understanding. That, and it was as Corey said, it's about an hour, 3 modules. And Mitch has said that after completing the course, gave me the inspiration to create an awareness video, because Mitchell's our media guy as well. He does all our stuff for our media. He pretty much did, didn't he, Corey? It actually was. He done the course and then banged out a video, a really lovely video for us that we put out instantly. Yeah. But again, so the education side to the organisation is massive for us, because that is where we want to go with it as well. We want to implement this education, so we're going to try and get it through the Strava group, which again, there's 43 members in there. We're going to try and get it out to as many people, but the only thing is we need to physically touch people to be able to give it to them. We don't want to just put things out online and see who does it. We want to give it to people. We want to help them through it if they need to message, whatever, and say, I'm a bit stuck on this or that. Help them through it and make sure they get to the end of it and understand what they've, what they've gone through. What they've just done, because then it gives them the maximum education. Although being an hour, it gives them the maximum they can get from it. And then we want to be able to see that they've completed it via their certificate and then move on. So everyone who sort of comes into the organisation or around us, or again, on our challenges or whatever, we're going to offer this too. And so far, we've tested it on the team, and the team have it's amazing actually. Like, so with Corey, when we used to start this, Jay, when me and you first done ours, and you came on ours first, and me and Corey actually had a conversation, and he said, the thing is though, I don't know much about mental health. Like, I don't know, so I don't really want to say too much. I don't want to put too much. But now he's sort of confident, because, as he said, that's opened his eyes a little bit to doing that. So that's another part, the education side. And then the next, we had another bit of good news this week, that we've started the ball rolling with a Calm84fc Ireland. So we might be getting there at some point, but we've got contacts there that are looking to work with another club. We've actually got 2 clubs there, one in the north, one in the south, that we're going to speak to, and we've spoke to one already, that are really interested in opening a Calm84 there, and supporting their community around people with mental health, or physical and social inclusion, physical activity, try and get, and these clubs are going to allow us to use their facilities to do so, and then stage a match every 6 weeks against local teams or whatever in the name of Calm. And they'll also jump on our events and challenges when we've got the national ones. And we're going to start doing that all over the country. We've also got someone in Liverpool that Mitchell's speaking to. So there's a few conversations going on for Calm to burst out all over the UK, and just in their little communities, individual communities, support the men and women in as many ways as they can, just to get us out there, which, is really exciting for us going forward, as we were the first and we were the hub. Rob's just put lads on tour. That's exactly what my missus thought we were doing. That's exactly why, Rob. It's your fault. Goodness sake. Yeah, lads on tour in between. So I think we're going to go north and south, because Rob's family are in the south of Ireland. And again, it's through him that we'll be talking to a team down there. So we really are looking to expand as quick as we can, because, as you said, Jay, it's not about, no, we're not getting paid for this.
Yeah,
it's about how many people can we affect. If I had 10 teams out there, instead of having 40 people on my challenge, I'd have 400.
Yeah,
so, do you know what I mean? Just working on our numbers. If I could have 400 people doing the challenge, how many of life-saving crisis calls to Calm?
And then it's from them 400 or whatever, then they pass it on to somebody else, and then it expands, doesn't it? That's the way. That's the way of the world, isn't it? In the end, that's the same in any business, isn't it? The fact, or not a business. I'm not saying your business, but in any business or anything you do, that's how it is. It's word of mouth in the end. You know what I mean? As well, it's word of mouth, and me putting it out there might. Then put something to somebody else, and then you putting it out there puts it to somebody else, and then they put it out to someone else, and it just expands that way.
That's how we would rather it, because that's organic. Then it's not, it's not fake, it's not false. You're only getting the people in that you want in, and that are actually going to do, that understand, and they're pulling in the same direction as you. It's so important. But I think the biggest change we've had over Christmas and New Year, obviously with everything going on, we've been quite quiet. We've been cracking on with the YouTube once a week, which will be ever producing and forever doing this now. It's our little slot now on a Sunday night. Obviously with some sponsorship coming in, again, it just helps pay the bills, and whatever excess goes to Calm, which is amazing for us. We just can't wait to get back to football, obviously. That's the biggest thing to get back.
But the problem is, I don't see any of the seasons finishing, if I'm being honest. Doesn't look like it. Which is a shame for us, because, again, like obviously me being with Milan Beatties, we was having quite a successful season, unbeaten in the league, and last 16 in the London Cup. In our first season, we didn't think we wouldn't have thought we would have been unbeaten. Maybe dropped a couple of points here and there with draws, because we're still learning. But we seem to have gelled quite fast, and it's a shame for the season. And obviously the Saturday sides as well. It's just hard for them, because what's the point of playing all them games and maybe sitting top of the league? I'm not saying they would go on and win it or whatever, but either way, whoever's sitting top of their leagues, looking to get promoted or whatever out of that league, and try to work their way up the non-league system. Yeah, but it's non-league system. They look. Kevin James is a good mate of mine, obviously from he's with me at the England team as well, and they're at Cray Valley. They got to the first round of the FA Cup this year. They'll be looking to obviously probably be one of the favourites to go out of their league. You know what I mean, as well. Yeah. And it's just stop-start, as you say, momentum. But if the season again, it's 2 seasons in a row where they've missed a chance, but they've paid out money. Every club has paid out a lot of money now, like to players, maybe on contract or just paying out week in, week out. It's
devastating, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so much money.
they're smashing their business to bits and their community to bits, but then they're trying to pay people because then that's their family life. So where do you? It's unfair on the football club. It's unfair on the players. It's just mad. I mean, Mitchell just put a comment. Even over the last few days, major clubs have been having to use their youth teams due to their professionals having COVID. It's unbelievable. Like,
well, you look at the teams, you look at the teams, but that's money lost even to them. Like
massive.
Like you look at Aston Villa, and I'm not saying Aston Villa would have gone and beaten Liverpool or whatever, but you don't know. You know what I mean? It's the FA Cup, and they've lost that prize money that they could have won. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine like clubs like further down? You know what I mean? Like they like earlier in the season, I remember one team had to withdraw from the FA Cup because they had one person had a case of COVID in their team, and then obviously they couldn't fulfill the fixture because obviously this team had to self-isolate. So you couldn't fulfill the FA Cup fixture. They was probably the favourite. I think they was the favourites to probably win that. Obviously, we never know on the day, but they had to withdraw from the FA Cup, so they've lost that prize money. Maybe they would have gone on another round. Again, it's all hypothetically, but the fact of the matter is you're losing money left, right, and centre. Put it this way as well, like the fans going into grounds as well. Like they're not paying to go into the grounds. So you're losing money through that as well. It's so
for these smaller clubs, it's a massive impact for them. Money is a major thing to keep them obviously going. And obviously to lose out on, especially fans coming in, is, you know what I mean? It's putting a massive.
United were losing $1 million a month. I think United were losing $1 million a game. But how many games have they made millions and millions for how many years?
That's what I'm saying. You look at that. Like, you look at the teams in the I don't know, the conference downwards. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. It's like the lower league subs or what we class as grassroots are not elite. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. They're losing money left, right, and centre. It's just madness. It's just total and utter madness. Like that's why they've had to carry on with the conference and the Conference South, because even without fans, a lot of them at that level, they're classed as elite. A lot of them are getting paid if they play or not, or if they train or not. Like you look at Maidstone. Maidstone are full time. Maidstone are full time. A couple of my mates play for them. The fact is, as soon as it was the first day of the season, their contracts are activated. So if they don't play for 4 weeks or they don't train for 4 weeks, it doesn't matter to them. They're getting paid. But for the club, it's so bad because
detrimental, isn't it?
Yeah, because you've got no fans coming in. Like Maidstone probably get like 3,000 or 4,000 or whatever, in there. The same as probably like Dulwich Hamlet now they've gone back to the ground or thing. Like all these clubs, they can't survive in the long term. If it carries on, they won't be able to survive. It's impossible because you're paying out money to players what are full time, but you're not getting nothing back in. There's no revenue coming back in.
There's nothing. I mean, Rob's just said Arsenal have just been given £150 million government grants, as have Spurs.
Yeah, but
it's a joke, isn't it?
But why? What's it matter? What's it matter to them? Like, no
I think it goes on what you just said a minute ago, how they're paying their players to play, but nothing's coming back in, so they're obviously running out of money.
Yeah, but they're not they can't run out of money
because they've got multi-millionaire backers. Let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
like they've got how many shareholders? Like you've got chairman, then the vice chairman, then you've got shareholders, then you've got this and that. I understand that there's still people buying millions of shirts. You're still getting millions of shirts sold, so you're getting revenue back in. But teams like Maidstone and Dulwich Hamlets and Cray Valleys and all these teams, they're not getting millions of shirts sold a week because you're still getting millions of shirts sold a week.
Oh my god,
it don't make no sense. All right, even though you're on grassroots, I'm good mates with them or whatever thing. But SE Dons, even over this pandemic, they sell all their stuff. Like they've got obviously Don Strapsy and George and Mitchell and all them. That's
their brand,
but that's their job. You know what I mean? They don't have another job. That's not their. That is their job. No, they built that brand. They built that business. That's the thing. How are they getting re-involved? Because they're not. Because they're not on furlough. They can't be on furlough.
Nah.
You know what I mean? So
they've got to get their money somewhere.
Yeah,
They've got to get their money from their brand. It's mental. I mean, I just don't see football side. I just don't see it being finished. I'm just hoping to play some football anytime soon with the lads.
I think it's more likely Sunday League. I'm being honest. I think more likely that Sunday League will carry on and finish than what it will be for Saturday football.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
more than likely.
I think so.
Because you haven't got the amount of getting, like on a Sunday you can do a double banker. You can do like that's what they was planning to do. You know what I mean? You could put, if cup competitions are not being played already, you could scrap the cup competitions in your league for season or whatever to finish the league.
Of course you can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our cup games in our league haven't been started, so if you look at it, we could scrap the cup competitions for this season or in our league. You know what I mean? Finish the London Cup, because it's already been played. And people have played it or whatever, but the league you can just do double bankers. That's what they were planning to do anyway.
It's so much more fluid, a Sunday league,
but you can't do it on a Saturday. Fluid. You can't play a double banker on a Saturday.
No, you can't.
It's impossible.
They're not going to do it. I don't think, I think it's just the football side of it, as I said, with us. I think that's why we've had to diversify a little bit into the events, which is, as I said, a godsend. My wife's come on board because she's absolutely amazing at organising events. She's the family events organizer, isn't she, Cor? Family holidays organizer, events organizer, and now
karaoke nights
a lot, and I've managed to rope her into.
It's keeping people active, isn't it? That's the way it is. That's what you're doing as well. It's keeping people active. Yeah. It's keeping people involved as well. Because if you go months on end, like you wouldn't probably be sustainable. Say you didn't do nothing for like 3 months. Let's be honest. You wouldn't have the awareness of you. Like you've built this awareness for the first 3 months what you've been around. If you turn around and said, now, Mike, wait a minute, we're probably gonna have to stop. We've got no ideas. We can't do nothing. We stop for 2-3 months and see how it is.
You go back to zero, didn't you?
You go back to zero. You start again. Like I watched obviously SE Don's thing. Like people love them or hate them. Let's be perfectly honest, or whatever. But their work rate still throughout this whole time, they're still bringing content every single week. You know what I mean? They're still putting it out there.
Podcasts coming out. They've got their little bobs, little training videos they're doing.
That's what I'm saying. So they still put it out there. You know what I mean? And that's the way it should be. Like, and it's frustrating for everyone, but we've just got to be all positive, and we need to just be in the right frame of mind going forward
and work together. I mean, like obviously. You give me a message earlier. I said, what you up to? And I said to you, do you fancy it? And I think that type of thing as well is beautiful because it shows that we've already got connection.
We need to all work together. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, on everything. Like as much as you're like not with us in general. Yeah. Obviously, this subject is for all of us. You know what I mean? Mental health, but. Like on a Sunday, obviously the big rivalries between every team. It's competitive and everything like that. But for me, I still feel like clubs can help better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
they can.
I feel like they feel like on a Sunday, because you play for that team, we can't work together or we can't collaborate together, and make it massive because
for the bigger cause.
For the bigger cause. Like think about it, like again, I'm going back to obviously watching the podcast the other day. But you think about it, if you could get a charity game of # versus SE Dons and it was for charity, how massive would that be because of the YouTube scene? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I don't care about the rivalry. Like it'd be a good game to watch. Don't get me wrong.
But you think
you've done that for charity,
window, didn't you? Yeah.
But if you've done that for charity,
you, is it?
Yeah. Don't worry about the game or whatever. Like. Just do an event then. If you don't want to play the game, do the event together. You know what I mean? Do an event together.
It's hard to imagine why they didn't. Why that wouldn't happen? Why the game wouldn't happen? It's just
because it's bragging rights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be perfectly honest. Like not just that. Like as much as people turn around and say, "Oh, well, we don't care about it," or "We don't want a thing." The fact of the matter is,
nobody likes to lose,
or we're not scared. We're not scared to play them, or we're not scared thing. But like, oh, we'll play you and we'll do this or whatever. Like, the fact of the matter is, you don't want to lose to your like a rival in a sense.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
And especially with the whole YouTube scene. I mean, we're definitely gonna be using YouTube for a platform for our games, you know, and they're going to go to all of our supporters and followers and the people that, you know, want to get involved in the mental health stuff. You know, we're going to be going out there for them, trying to get us, you know, some sponsorship and trying to get some money in to help, you know, with our cause. And as I
football's
said,
competitive, and that's what it should be. That should be who it is. But sometimes you can put that to the side. Like, don't worry about the
100%.
football.
Yeah,
don't worry about the football. If you want to play the game and it be competitive, that's fine. Don't do it for a cause. But like, say with us, even like, look, I'm Milan Beatties, okay, but we all know, there's another Beatties squad. We don't really talk about them or whatever. But for me, if they come to us or they come, I don't know about this, I can't speak for Justin, but if they come to me and turned around and said, look, we want to do a massive event, we will use both platforms for mental health or for any charity personally, but obviously for mental health we're talking about, and they come to me and said, look, our platforms can do this and this for mental health, I'd go, okay, put it away,
sign up.
Let's do it. You know what I mean?
Sign up.
I like, football is competitive, don't get me wrong, and like, but you don't have to play a football match. Like, everyone thinks you can play a football match, but you don't have to. You could just do a massive event, as you just terminated with Frank Bruno. You can do a
charity dinners. There's so many things. Whatever. We've done a walk. We've done a 26.2 mile event, and we've already smashed our totals.
But they can use their platforms better.
Yeah,
I feel like people can use their platform better. They go community. But okay, that's fine. But you've got to do it more than once a year or twice a year or anything like that.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Like, be consistent with that. Like, you're consistent with your platforms. Every team's consistent with their platform, putting content out and everything like that. But be consistent if you're saying it's for community or you're for this charity or that.
Make it for community.
Do it then.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then do it.
And again, like you said, with them celebrities, you know, it seems that, I mean, and I know they do their own thing, but there are so many opportunities, as you say, just like on your live, on ours, on, you know, on the little things that we're doing, especially the local celebrities or, you know, people with some profile. You know, they could really get involved, and we're reaching out. They don't even have to do any of the work. You know, it's not
that's
even.
All it is. They've got to come on and talk. That's it.
Yeah, just 10 minutes of their time. But again, like we've sort of doubled down now. We said, right, you know, we've sort of said, okay, when we knew the football was stopping, and we just said, right, let's go then. Let's do something different. You know, again, with the event, with the training, all these things have come about. Because, like, since this new lockdown, since we stopped playing football, our club has probably got bigger, and the organisation has got bigger, and we've affected more people since we stopped playing football, and we've not been able to do that because obviously the whole plan was, come March, we'll have this event and we'll raise loads of money. I mean, we've done a t-shirts thing. We sold t-shirts to all of our club members, and we raised money that way. So we've all got t-shirts, but we've charged a bit extra, and we've raised some money selling t-shirts. So, and you know, we've done that.
Where's my offer for one, by the way?
Yeah, you definitely need a t-shirt. You definitely need a t-shirt. And
need to sort it out.
Yeah, we've got these t-shirts going on. We've got some hats being made and all these sort of things.
That's
because
what you've got to do. That's what it is.
We're just trying to get
got to promote it. Yeah.
Just
keep things. But as I said, as we keep on talking about it, the fact of the matter is, okay, we don't want to be famous. We get that, but obviously, social media is a massive thing, and I just feel like platforms can help better. That's all. That's my.
They can all get involved, can't they?
My last word on that, because I'm around it, but platforms can do better.
Yeah, and until they reach out to help us, we just have to help each other and ourselves. And I think, like today, as I said, you give me a message, and I said you fancy it, and you said you're all right then, and suddenly we're on, and it could be as simple as that. A lot of the time, someone just jumping on, and if they've got a spare, whatever, they know when. That's why we're trying to keep our podcast consistent time, and put it out there that we know when we're going to be on. Rob's just put a comment saying if it was children in need or sport relief, it would raise their profiles. They would jump on it to advertise their latest program, song, or film. They would jump at the chance. But for something low key that's doing good and not going to benefit them, they tend not to bother. And he's one of the lads that really reach out to a lot of them on Twitter.
I'll be no comment on that, Rob. But
I was going to say something similar to that actually. I was going to say something similar to that actually, which is that majority of celebrities will only contribute if it's relevant to them. If they're getting paid for it, or if they're being promoted for it.
Back to what I said earlier, ain't it, Cor? Like, the fact of the matter is, it's like, are they only doing this to make themselves look good?
Yeah. Exactly.
We can't answer that, can we? You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is,
and we just got to do as much as we can. Control what you can control, as they say, and 100%. And doing things like this, as I said, as simple as this is, we didn't have much. The main subject for tonight, being the charity event. So anyone wants to jump on that, please do. We're going to put the links in the profiles. Again, it's just going out for a walk. You went out for a walk, didn't you, Jay? I see up Greenwich.
I did, yeah. Me and Zoe went out earlier. To be fair, I hadn't been out since Friday. Obviously, I went to work Friday, and then I come back. All yesterday I was indoors, and today I was just thought, look, I need to get out for a little bit. You know what I mean? So we just went out.
Benefits of going out for walks, lovely.
Yeah, just walked around Greenwich Park. To be fair, as Corey Turman and said earlier, like, a lot of people were out, but the problem is, what are you meant to do? That's the problem. Yeah. What are you meant to do?
You just got to get out and go for a walk.
It's very difficult. Like, we're saying about our mental health, but as I said to you, my mental health will struggle if I stay in these four walls. So the message of the government is stay at home. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But then on the other hand, they're saying, if you're struggling, then go for a walk or something like that. Well, it's like,
make your mind up.
Yeah, make your mind up what you're doing. But it's also, I had this debate the other day. Someone and said about people turning around and saying about essential work and stuff like that. But I turned around and said, look, what is essential to each individual? Yeah. The fact of the matter is, like, I could turn around and say, well, Corey works in a shoemaking shop or whatever. Yeah. But that's how he makes his money.
So it's essential to him.
Yeah, but then his customers may be addicted to shoes or whatever, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's essential for them to have the shoes you're having, you know what I mean? Like, the fact of the matter is, everything is different and different essentials to different people. So the government can't turn around. The government can't turn around and say it's not essential, because I can turn around and say, well, it's essential to me.
That being said, babies especially are growing every single day, and we've all had kids. We know how quickly they grow out of clothes. And like my sons, for example, have grown out of their clothes, but there's no clothes shops, no clothes shops open,
which is essential
to be able to get him more clothes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it is. I think we are actively telling people to get out. I mean, I don't know the message of many organisations or what all that, but we obviously doing our challenge, and even with ourselves, we've been out walking all over the place. We've been finding little parks. I know Corey's been up and about the area. Him and his mum's been covering some mileage. So we are actively telling people, get your shoes on and get out the house and get some fresh air. Yeah. If you're going for a couple of hours, just do it, because we know, Jay, and the reason you started in the beginning was that when this came about, it's going to mess up with people's mental health more than anything. 100%. more than the virus ever could, I suppose. It's going to do more damage.
Let's look at, everyone's looking at the figures of coronavirus. Let's look at the figures of suicides and mental health, like people's struggles. And
domestic violence.
They've gone up completely naturally, but they're not on the public eye, are they? You know what I mean? So
that is, and we need to just do as much as we can to get people out there, mate. And as I say, we are encouraging them to walk, and as I said, now with the education side of it, that we're getting people to have a look at online. It's suicide prevention course, the one that we're we're pushing out at the moment. And you know, as I said, that's giving a few of our lads, and we're going to start feeding that out to more people. So we're just really trying to put as much positivity out there, and changing lives within our community. Everyone in our community that are doing these runs and walks and whatever. You know, we're just trying to do as much as we possibly can, and I think that's all we can do during this time. You know, and
100%.
keep on with our stuff. But yeah, well, thank you guys for coming on and you know, having a chat. It's been lovely having you.
Of course, anytime.
We'll be on again next week. Got another busy week coming up, Core, haven't we? And trying to rule the world, trying to get out there.
Busy.
Yeah, that's all we do. We wake up in the morning, concoct more plans, and then normally in movement by the afternoon. But
that's what you got to do. Just keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. That's all you got to do.
And we'll again, Jay, we'll always keep you informed what we're up to, mate. And you know, if there's anything you want to jump on with us or whatever, you know, you're always welcome, mate.
Any help?
It's always great having you on, Corey.
Good,
it's been
mate.
a pleasure, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, buddy.
See you later, everyone.
I'll see you all later on.
See you later,
boys.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Thank you all for watching, everyone. As we said, there's a link in the description for anyone that wants to come and get involved in the challenge that we've got going on. It's a £10 donation straight to Just Giving, and you come join our Strava community, which is fantastic. Everyone putting photos up and showing us their journeys, and all, you know, really getting together, giving each other, you know, likes and thumbs up and that for doing their bit. Please come and get involved with us. There's 21 days left of the month, so you've got plenty of time to do your 26.2 miles. Honestly, just an half an hour walk every evening. You could do 1.5 miles, a comfortable walk, and you'll get this done. So yeah, please get in contact, jump on with us. Thank you everyone for watching. Once again, please share and like the video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're this week, and we're going to start asking for subscriptions, people to subscribe. So if you could do that, that would be amazing. Thank you very much, everyone, and I'll see you later.